over, Chuck. Have a seat.
I'm coming.
Come on down.
What happened to the
what?
the box that was down there?
Oh, it's down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
We're not going to talk about the box yet.
What box?
Right.
All right.
Chuck.
So, well, the first thing is, okay, as we all know, I'm Chuck Rose. With me, the lovely and talented Laura Wong Rose. And together, here we are with the news.
In Petersburg, Alaska.
Petersburg, Alaska.
Yep.
And what we're doing is we're reading the news complete so you can see how horrible, nasty, and evil and bad it is here in Petersburg, Alaska.
Besides the eating the whale blubber every meal and
Living in an igloo, burning poop for fuel,
fighting off polar bears and
all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So I'm not sure that was really relevant, but
Sure.
anyway, so let's. Was there something I wanted to say first? I wrote it down here. Okay, we're just going to go to the paper then. Right?
Right.
Okay. We are going to have something to show you later, though. We found in our storage locker. Yeah, we went out to the storage locker and said, "Oh, what's in this box?"
Surprise!
Surprise! We brought it home. We're going to open it.
And we're going to share it with you.
Yep. Okay, so this is the Petersburg Pilot for the week of August 1st, 2024. Headlines: Ranked choice repeal effort qualifies for the November ballot.
Woohoo!
For some odd reason, we have ranked choice voting here in Alaska, and fortunately, it's on the November ballot. There was a legal challenge.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to it.
So complicated to understand, nobody really knew what they were voting for.
You know about it now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we get to it. Meanwhile, the other headlines at the very top of the first page here. Cyanide spill at a major gold mine in the Yukon. That's in Canada.
But not good.
We'll cover it. And bear viewing live stream cameras have been installed at the Anan Bear Observatory.
I popped that on the other day.
Pretty cool. It is. Well, you've been there, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, moving right along. Front page. ORCA camp leads 12 Petersburg youth on a 4-day kayak expedition.
Cool.
That sounds really cool to me. You know, that sounds really cool to me. I got into kayaking in Hawaii.
Yep.
And this kind of piqued my interest here. I'm thinking, I got our paddles. We found our paddles.
Yeah, we dug our paddles out of the storage locker. I found my outrigger paddle and my
our
carbon
kayak
fiber.
paddles are there.
Yeah, my carbon fiber paddles.
So anyway, what this story is about, last Tuesday, 12 Petersburg youth aged 12 to 15 paddled away from Black Hare Point, the southeast tip of Mitkoff Island, south of here, and on a 4-day, 3-night ORCA kayak expedition with onward and upward. As opposed to outward.
Outward and downward.
Outward and downward. 3 onward and upward instructors traveled to Petersburg to lead the trip along with Katie Holmland, Youth Program Coordinator for Petersburg Medical Center and the co-founder of Kinderskog.
Very cool.
Whatever Kinderskog is. I'm not.
Yeah, that's the daycare up
oh yes, okay.
by the school.
Okay. So anyway, that's going on. And I think that's just really cool. And several businesses in town donated. Anchor Properties, Bennett, donated tents and tarps. 15 one-man tents and tarps. Big deal given the times, yeah. So, all right. Other news on the front page here. Federal grant will help 6,100 coastal Alaska homes get heat pumps. A $38.6 million federal grant will help lower the cost of energy-saving heat pumps for an estimated 6,100 Alaska households stretching from Ketchikan to Kodiak.
386 million divided by 6,100.
Yeah, well, anyway, it applies to us because our house has oil heat. And anyway, so it's money to aid with the conversion costs, which they estimate to be about $5,000 for, but it could be more if you want to heat multiple stories, and since we have a 2-story house, it would cost more than $5,000.
Yeah.
But defrayed by the grant. if we were to apply for one and get one. So
I like the next story better.
the next story is great. Dr. Jennifer Heyer provides telehealth to Petersburg Medical Center for integrative medicine while sailing the South Pacific.
Woohoo.
That's Dr. Jennifer and Chris Heyer. Chris helped us out a lot with our rebuild.
Yeah.
So in the refit series, Chris is the one who built the main bulkhead for us. He didn't cut it out. That was
Yeah, that was Andy.
That was Andy cut it out.
Chris did the magic of the fiberglass.
Yeah, he put the 3 layers of fiberglass cloth, different weights of
By
cloth.
the time we got done planning and experimenting, and we kind of realized we may be out of our league on that one. There was no going back if we messed it up.
Yeah, so it was
we had
it
a
was
professional do it.
too big and too important of a job. We did some test things, but anyway, Dr. Heyer's husband, who this thing is about, the family, has done something really cool. They took off cruising, and now, unlike when we took off cruising, they could continue to work because of modern technology.
Yep, with the internet. And
So yeah, so she is able to. The doctor is able to continue working while they're actually in Tahiti.
Yeah,
right now.
very cool.
That's very cool.
That's really neat, actually.
Yes, I agree. They painted a little picture calling from the family's 44-foot catamaran sailboat anchored in a protected cove at Maupiti Island in French Polynesia. As wind and waves lapped against the boat in the background, Dr. Heyer told the pilot, "I'm really thankful to PMC for being open to this." I'll bet she is. Oh, gosh. Okay. Traditionally, we're going to go next to yesterday's news from 100 years ago. August 1st, 1924. Petersburg claims to have the best postmaster in Alaska, and I don't doubt it.
Yep.
I mean, she's really great, isn't she?
Wait, that's 1924.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm sure it's not the same one. Anyway, no matter what hour a boat comes in, Sunday or any other holiday, it is soon in the boxes after being received in the post office. In any other employment save that of the government, such faithful service would bring its own reward.
Aww.
Measuring the pay they get, postmasters can hardly be blamed sometimes for not working except as required by the regulations. Postmaster Otmas, one of the leading families, however, has the old-fashioned idea that he is here to serve the public. Such public servants are becoming all too rare in American politics.
They were talking about that in
100 years ago,
1924.
And I have to say, our current postmaster does go above and beyond. Kim does a great job.
Does a great job.
She does a great job. And did I mention that I talked to Orrin Peterson, the publisher of the pilot, before we got started? I was supposed to. I meant to.
Did you?
I don't believe I did.
Oh.
Before we continue, I have to mention that I talked to Orrin this week.
Okay.
And discussed with him what we're doing.
Good to know.
Yeah, and he said, well, yeah, you can keep doing that unless it develops a problem.
Oh.
I don't know what could be a problem, but maybe if some people, you can get an electronic subscription to the Petersburg Pilot for, I think it's $6 a year, www.petersburgpilot.com. Yeah. And they'll also mail you a hard copy like this.
Copy, but you get the digital version, access to the digital
learn right away like that, and you get an email every week. It's a weekly, by the way. So anyway, let's continue. This is 75 years ago. Today, I was just a wee lad. 5 weeks old at the time. 1949, Fish It Now, Anan Creek. That's where the bears are. Mm-hmm. Anan Creek is jam-packed with pinks today, pink salmon. An Associated Press bulletin this morning reported one of the greatest pink salmon runs in years is jamming Anan Creek. Mm-hmm. A tremendous volume of fish are battling their way up the roaring falls of the stream to the spawning grounds. Fish and wildlife agents watching the stream say there is a huge mass of fish in the saltwater approaches to the stream and stretching for miles off the shore.
Wow.
A group of citizens from Wrangell have made several trips to the stream this week.
Cool.
Wednesday, a group was chosen from Petersburg to study reports and submit a petition, to open the stream as soon as possible because it was closed at the time to fishing.
Well, I'm sure there were a lot of bears around too.
Yeah. Okay, so
I like this one. UPS QR codes do not
work. Yeah.
So our UPS facility here tags in with FedEx and the post office, but if you're returning something, the modern thing is they put a QR code on it and you do
scan
that.
it.
But yeah, we apparently can't do that here.
Yeah, another thing that's kind of interesting about up here is your mailing address is your post office box, period. There's no, home delivery here. And sometimes you want to order something online and it just won't let you.
A post office box? You must be a fraud.
Anyway, weather. The weather report, the best news you're going to hear all day. Well, I don't know about you, but
certainly here.
Wow. This week anyway.
Notice our attire.
I know, short sleeves.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've gone outdoors in short sleeves in 12 years, I think. But here's the weather and it's all sunny. There's no rain in the forecast for from now until
next foreseeable week anyway. Very cool. 14, 15 foot tides.
The weather in the weather report is last week's weather. It's not next week's weather. It's last week's weather.
And then the daylight hours were.
Yeah. So anyway, the hours for daylight and sun. Well, anyway, I'll just read it to you. Okay. The weather is all the graphic is all sunny and smiley. High 58. High 60, high 58, high 58, high 62, high 61, high 66, and high of 64. The lows were in the 40s. That was last week. This week, going forward, I know because I read the weather report on the radio, that it's all in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it's sunny, clear skies, warm, amazing. So it's, I would say unseasonably because it's August, but warmer than we're used to and a lot drier too.
Yeah.
So anyway, hours of daylight. Sunrise at 4:55, sunset at 9 p.m. on August 1st. 16 hours and 5 minutes of daylight. And then by August 7th, we're down to 15 hours and 40 minutes of daylight.
Yeah.
So we're losing daylight fast.
Yeah.
Days are getting shorter.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
It's been a great summer, though.
Yep. It has been, and it's continuing. The weather looks like it's going to be warm and dry.
One more week of summer.
One more week of summer. Yeah. It's lasting a whole week, Yeah. The joke, it's like my buddies from Milwaukee used to say, what do you do in the summertime? And they would say, well, if it falls on a weekend, we barbecue. It's a Milwaukee joke. You could say the same thing about Petersburg, but it wouldn't be true. It's just a joke. Yeah. Okay, so Petersburg happenings for the week. On Thursday, we have the familiar Stories in Motion, age 0 to 3, at the Public Library PMC Theater Camp Play, Alice in Wonderland, at the Wright Auditorium.
Cool.
Free dinner get-together, the free dinner at 5:30 at the Lutheran Church, Holy Cross House. Friday, artist reception for Beth Floor at Firelight Gallery. There's an Al-Anon support group meeting at the Episcopal Church. Bingo, of course, at the Sons of Norway Hall. And the AA Candlelight meeting at the Episcopal Church. Petersburg Market, Saturday. That's at the Salty Pantry Keto's Cave parking lot.
Cool.
And Monday, Tai Chi at Mountain View Manor. Borough Assembly meeting at 12 at the Municipal Building. I may go to that. I might go to the Borough Municipal Assembly meeting. Burger Night, 5:30 at the Moose Lodge. AA 12 by 12 meeting on Tuesday. Wednesday, there's a lot going on. It's Tai Chi at Mountain View Manor, siren alert and warning system alarm. Set off the tsunami warning,
Yeah.
nuclear
Don't worry about it nearly as much here
duck
as
and cover.
when we were in Hawaii.
No, yeah. True, it could be anything in Hawaii. They're coming to Pearl Harbor again. Okay, where were we? Oh, siren alert, Rotary Club lunch and fellowship, free dinner for all at the First Baptist Church. Narcotics Anonymous at Holy Cross House, ANBANS monthly meeting at the ANBANS Hall. Okay. There's the tide table. Tide goes up, tide goes down every 12 hours, like that.
Only about 15.
That's the ferry schedule and an advertisement for Arts in the Cove, a festival by the sea. That was Kaufman Cove event, August 9th and 10th. And we mentioned that last time.
Yep.
Northern Nights. I thought it was Northern Lights Theater.
It is Northern Lights.
Why does it say Northern Nights
know.
here? Anyway, this weekend at the theater, which is the high school gymnasium, I guess it is Despicable Me.
4.
I don't keep track.
I guess the first
It's been a while
two
since I went to a movie.
Weren't quite good enough.
Okay, last time I went to a movie, you drove up, you hung the speaker on your window.
I'll bet
It hasn't been quite that long.
I'll bet not too many people remember about that.
Well, it reveals that I didn't grow up here, spend my whole life on this island. Forest Service scales tall peaks for better radio reception. They may be out of sight to the general public, but they are never out of mind for the U.S. Forest Service. The agency maintains 35 mountaintop repeater towers within the Tongass National Forest to provide radio coverage for their field crews, etc. There's a big story about that. A continuation for the heat pump story. We might look into that. I don't know if it's really going to apply to us. A thank you from Petersburg Medical Center. Special thanks.
For the paddle battle.
Quarter page ad for sponsors of the paddle battle. Petersburg Pilot information. Oh, the story about ranked choice voting. Okay. Ranked choice voting works is you vote for your top 3 or top 2?
Top 3.
Top 3, okay? And and then when they count the votes, it's not the person with the most votes, right?
Correct.
So it's the person who got the most votes for that. I don't know how they do it exactly, but anyhow, you often wind up with your second or third choice winning. The person with the most votes may have not gotten the most votes as number 1.
Well, they take number 1 and they just slide it off the table, right?
I don't know how they do it, but you wind up getting a winner that nobody wanted. Is what happens. So, the people who wanted that have fought tooth and nail to keep it, and the attorneys for people who don't want it have managed to get it back on the ballot. Stuff like that, for some reason, once it gets on there, they don't want to let you vote on it again once you've experienced it. So, oops.
Well,
I'm not supposed to talk about that. So I'm not going to talk about that. Comes too close to being political. We're not going there.
So complicated.
Yeah, ranked choice voting. Nobody understands it. Nobody likes it. It always results it always ends up in a result that nobody wants. So they have managed to get it on the ballot. We're going to vote on it again.
Yeah.
The police report is the part that everybody's been waiting for. Okay, here we go. And I haven't looked at this. I deliberately skipped over.
No last names.
No last names, yes. I deliberately skipped over the police report this time when I was scanning the paper because I don't want to be, I want to be surprised like everybody else. Okay, starting with July 24th. Crystal was arrested for alleged assault, 3rd degree.
Again. Well, I don't know again. She's, all the time.
Yeah, Shame, that's Shame, S-H-A-M-E, first name, was served a summons for allegedly furnishing alcohol to minors. An officer attempted to welfare check on Surf Street, but the described individual had departed the area.
I think that is supposed to say Shane.
We don't assume anything. We just read it
I'm-
the way it's printed, okay?
Yep.
All right. An officer responded to a report of suspicious activity on South Nordic Drive and determined it was non-criminal. Suspicious, but non-criminal.
There you go.
An officer responded to a report of suspicious activity in South Harbor, but was unable to locate the described individuals. An officer assisted emergency medical services with a fall on Mitkoff Highway. Another one. Someone's keep falling down.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
There was like 3 of them last week. An officer conducted foot patrols downtown. An officer conducted a welfare check on Haugen Drive. An individual trespassing in South Harbor left the area at the direction of an employee.
Interesting.
I thought it was pretty much public, but then now that you mention it, if you don't have a boat down there, you really don't have much business down there. And I am really glad that the harbor staff keeps an eye on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They got cameras. First off, they have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
But rarely does anything ever really happen. An officer provided lockout assistance on North 3rd Street. A subpoena was served on South 6th Street. An officer spoke with a complainant on South 3rd Street and determined it was a civil issue. We're on North 3rd, right? Mm-hmm. And South 3rd is on the other side of the street.
Yep.
Here that we're on.
The other side of the tracks.
Literally. Petersburg Police Department received a report of children playing too rough on South Nordic Drive. Hey, how rough is too rough?
I don't know.
July 26th, a reported runaway canine from South 3rd Street returned home on its own.
There you go.
Ba-dum-bum.
Good recall.
Robert. Oops. Robert was arrested on a warrant for alleged misconduct involving controlled substances, 3rd degree. I don't know what that means. It's consuming something he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, don't know.
Walking down the street smoking a joint or something. PPD received a report of a youth operating a motorbike on the roadway and doing jumps on South Nordic Drive.
Good thing we weren't around here when we were doing the bike thing.
Well, just South Nordic Drive, that's...
Yep.
Practically in town. Of course, it doesn't say where on South Nordic Drive. Anyway, a search warrant was executed. Doesn't say where. An officer assisted EMS with a person experiencing a breathing problem on Caseno Street. July 27th, a deer struck by a vehicle on Mitkoff Highway was dispatched by the Alaska State Trooper. Nope. An officer responded to a report.
Say if they were able to harvest it. That's unusual. No. They usually say if they could or couldn't harvest it.
Yeah. An officer responded to a report of suspicious activity on 3rd Street. An officer responded to a report of suspicious activity on Mitkoff Highway and determined it was non-criminal. July 28th, Petersburg Police Department received a report of a gas can and a fuel spill in the roadway at Lumber and Lansing Street. The owner cleaned it up.
Well, good thing.
Yeah. Well, only to be expected. PPD received a report of theft on North Nordic Drive. There is an ongoing investigation to find out if there really was a theft or, Oftentimes they find out there isn't when it's reported.
Yeah, most likely. I just put it over here rather than over there.
An officer responded to a disturbance on Chief John Lott Street, but the individual had departed the area. And Chief John Lott is like 1 block long. It runs from the harbor, the middle harbor parking lot to Singley Alley.
Yeah.
And
it's at 70 feet?
75
feet?
No, it's longer than that. Well, because it goes all the way from Jennifer's place to Mindy's place. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah. July 29th, property found on South 2nd Street was returned to its owner. A driver on Surf Street was issued a warning for failure to stop at a stop sign. An officer provided courtesy transport to an individual in need of medical assistance. An officer conducted foot patrols downtown, and on July 30th, An officer conducted an extra patrol watch downtown. Property found in the Ravens Roost Trail parking lot was returned to its owner. And an officer conducted an extra patrol on Mitkoff Highway. Okay. On the real crime scene, though, we got more than $600,000 returned to Ketchikan Borough after cyber scam investigation. So what happened was hackers got into an email string between a contractor and the borough of Ketchikan, and they just jumped in there and said, "Okay, send payment to us
At this address.
at this address, this bank account."
Yep.
And so they did. The borough sent him $600,000 instead of sending it to the actual contractor.
We need to get paid. What do you mean? We paid you. No, you didn't. Yes, we did.
Here's
No,
the
you
receipt.
didn't.
That ain't us. No, actually, the bank got it. Anyhow, the bank actually got it. So there you go. That's how they got it.
Volunteer fire
Petersburg. We're getting into employment, but anyway, Petersburg Volunteer Fire Department is looking for volunteers. You know,
all the time.
I'd do it, but come on, let's be real. Supplies for summer beach hiking, Rexall drugs. So if you need drugs for hiking and camping and fishing trips, get them at the Rexall. A continuation of the story. It's a long story about Chris and Jennifer Heyer down there in Malpita.
Kids must be having a great time.
I'm sure they are. Yeah. Wait till they come back to the real world.
Yeah.
Notice to customers, Hammering Week on hardware and convenience stores will be closed at noon on Wednesday, August 7th, for power and light to complete required upgrades for the transformer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got blown out with that last major power outage.
Yeah.
It blew all the transformers. There was smoke pouring from them, and it was ugly.
Okay, so those guys in Washington
Who don't know anything about fish.
Have reappointed a Seattle-based trawl company official for the Alaska Fish Commission, passing over
The people who do.
the people who do know everything about it. And it's, you know, it's instead of people who understand the tribal and troll, not trawl, those local boats, small boats that live and breathe the economy here in Alaska. Instead of choosing one of their representatives or one of the representatives of the tribes, they chose a representative of Seattle-based large trawl boats. And so they just come in and...
Let's remind everyone what trawlers do.
Yeah,
again.
They just scrape everything up and take it to Seattle.
Everything.
It just destroys the bottom
of the
and it
ocean,
destroys the
and they
fisheries.
catch everything between the boat and the bottom. And
so anyway, it kind of edges into political because, you know, it's got you-know-whose name on here. And he's running for re-election, so we're not going to talk about politics.
No, he's not.
Oh, no, he's not. That's right. But it's his administration, so it's tainted.
Anyway.
No, it's just, you know, federal government meddling in the state's business and it's doing harm to the small businesses that are the life of this town. That's all.
Yep.
So, okay, what else we got here? Orcas near the glacier, the killer whales. They started calling them orcas now. I thought that was interesting all the time we've been here. That when we came up here from Hawaii, but for going the route we took coming up from Washington, it was always, no, orcas, up here. Yeah, damn killer whales eating all the fish. But now they're orcas up near the glacier.
Yeah. Well,
a new generation of newspaper writers and stuff. Anyway, Vacation Bible School.
Incoming message.
Oh. Vendors welcome for the market.
Which
big.
We were there.
Yes, we were there this weekend. Big 2-page spread. Thank you to the Coast Guard from several businesses in the transportation business here, transportation industries and stuff here. So Meanwhile, Dockside,
Yeah.
this is all things relevant to the water. Canadian gold mine spill raises fears among Alaskans on the Yukon. So what happened was a cyanide spill at a major gold mine in the Yukon Territory, high on the Yukon River watershed, has sparked widespread concern in Canada. But Alaska salmon advocates say the mishap isn't just a problem for Yukoners. The spill happened upstream of a tributary of the Yukon River. The Yukon is Alaska's biggest transboundary waterway, and residents along its shores who have depended on salmon for generations are already suffering because this ain't the first time they've had an accident with those gold mines up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, environmental damage from industrial processes in another country.
Yeah.
And the locals are pissed off, and I don't blame them. Visiting artist reads a Rosmaling workshop. Rosmaling, I'll see if I can insert a picture. Shall I see if I can insert a picture?
There's
I'll
lots
see if
of
I can insert
examples around
pictures
town.
of what Rosmaling is. It's a decorative artwork, a Norwegian heritage, I guess is that how you would express it? Anyway, it's it's characteristic Norwegian decoration. You see it on a lot of homes and businesses here in Petersburg. The Muskeg Malariers, a local Rosmaling group. Yeah, I practiced pronouncing that. Okay, it's the Muskeg Malariers. I had to practice it for the radio. The Muskeg Malariers, local Rosmaling group who hosted the class, and they're showing the progress. And it's really beautiful. I'll insert a photograph.
Yeah. And I really did want to go see that one, the Spaces and Places.
Art show and reception featuring works by Beth Floor. Yes.
Yeah, because this is Beth Floor here.
Yeah, that painting up there. Maybe I'll insert a picture of that painting up there too, so you can see what Laura's talking about. About town, we have the kayakers out there, 10th annual paddle battle, bicycling in rain gear. And it looks like a third of a page string of display ads for all the businesses in town. Students install bear viewing live streams at Anan Bear Observatory.
Yeah.
So, you want to see bears, do you?
Very cool.
That's right. Let's see where there's a URL in here somewhere.
It's at the very end of the article.
Okay. So anyway, if you want to see bears at the Anan Wildlife Observatory, but maybe you couldn't get one of the limited number of permits, or you live out of town and can't make the trip, or maybe you are a little more afraid of them than you care to admit.
Or maybe it's the $500 or $600 price tag of the trip that might scare you a little bit.
So last week, after months of preparation and planning and prototyping, the 2 live stream cameras went online at explorer.org's website.
Yeah.
The cameras allow viewers 24-hour access to the lower falls of Anan Creek, a popular feeding location for bears.
Yeah.
Video is fed to a large monitor at the Anan viewing platform.
So that is taken from the lower platform looking across. I recognize that ledge from my video that we posted when I went to Anan. It's just the perfect little
that's
spot
right.
because there's a little pool up top that they will pick the fish from the lower pool and then take it up and eat it on the rock.
Yeah, so if you want to see Laura's video of the Anan Bear Observatory, the name of the video, the title of that video is Bears What Bears. And maybe I'll slip a link. I'll put a link at the end. There's a place to put a video link. I'll link to that one at the end of the video.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but just to be able to pop on and watch these guys anytime you want this time of year is phenomenal.
There's a nice picture here in the Petersburg Pilot. Maybe you can go online and subscribe and get a look at this photograph of the bear chasing a big salmon down the falls. Okay, speaking of food.
Oh, wait. And that's explorer.org.
Yeah, I just said
under
that.
the Tongass National Forest tab.
Yeah.
And then the Anan. A-N-O-N. A-N-N.
A-N-A-N.
A-N.
A-N-A-N. Anan.
N-N.
Okay. And what's for lunch? No, not salmon. The summer food program, free for all kids 18 and younger, breakfast and lunch. We have, it's free, Monday, Asian chicken and whole grain rice. Tuesday, whole grain pizza. Wednesday, whole grain spaghetti. Thursday, whole grain burrito. Friday, whole grain hamburger. And Boy, those kids are going to be regular as all get out, aren't they? Just lots of whole grain stuff.
Everything's whole grain.
The Baha'i Faith has a small display ad here. All the wars which have taken place since the inception of human history have emanated either from religious prejudice, racial prejudice, patriotic bias, or political greed and interest. As long as these prejudices last, so long will the foundations of humanity tremble.
It's a part of humanity. You can't.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Man will be man.
We're not here to philosophize. We're here to read the news.
Uh,
Okay, did I forget something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
I guess
Nope.
not. Okay, moving right
Moving
along.
right
Public
along.
public notices. There's a primary election coming off. I'm registered to vote, but I'm not registered to any party, so I don't think I can vote in the primaries, which is just as well. Okay, so more free food. The senior meals. On Monday, it's Sloppy Joe's, French fries, carrot sticks, watermelon slice, and a muffin. They always have dessert with the senior meals. Okay, Tuesday, it's chicken and vegetable wrap, chips, orange slices, cheese stick, and a brownie. Wednesday, it's pasta bake, pea and cheese salad, half a banana, and garlic bread. I guess banana, is a dessert. Maybe I lied. Thursday, baked fish, roasted butternut squash, cheese stick, fruit cup, and a cookie. That sounds pretty good.
That sounds good.
Friday, it's meatloaf, mashed potatoes,
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels
Yay.
sprouts, dinner roll, and orange fluff. The community dining room is open to eligible seniors. The community dining room, boy, oh boy, oh boy. The community dining room is open to eligible diners 60 plus and their spouses or disabled individuals living in an assisted living facility. That's our Mountain View Manor. Dinner is served 4 to 4:30 p.m. really early. But then again, I guess that's traditional dinner time. Isn't it?
Well, yeah, and
If you read a lot of old literature, 18th century stuff like that, you'll find it.
dinner was very early.
Not that means anything now. All meals are suggested donation only. Please call Mountain View Food Service for reservations. We have birthdays and anniversaries. Our Coast Guard rules of the road question of the week concerns a pilot vessel. A pilot vessel may continue to sound an identity signal if she is A, underway but not making way. In other words, against the current, not moving. B, aground. C, being towed. Or D, not engaged in pilotage duty. So, a pilot vessel may continue to sound an identity signal if she is, okay, one of those A, B, C, or D. That's an easy one, isn't it? That's an easy one, yeah. It's kind of obvious. Library news. A lot of good stuff at the library.
Good stuff.
There's always good
always
things
good
going
stuff at the
on.
library.
Yeah, cooking.
Hurry up, I want to get to the box.
The box? Oh, we'll get to the box.
Hurry up.
I did senior meals already.
Yeah.
Oh, this plumbing survey
And
is what? They're explaining it now. The goal of this effort is to ensure that there is no lead piping in the water system to find out where lead may be located. And there's that it can be removed and replaced. They have to find out if there's any lead anywhere in the system.
yeah.
So anyway,
Job opportunities.
job
Lots of
opportunities.
them. Lots of them.
This is for OBI Seafoods. This
Yeah.
is, you hear about people coming in making a bunch of money in the canneries. Well, not so much canneries as processors now, same thing. But OBI Seafoods, this is their seasonal thing. So it's www.obiseafoods.com to view job opportunities in our company. No particular skills needed,
Well,
I
that's
don't think.
interesting. I would think hiring for the fishing season.
I think this
a
is
little
for no. This
This
is
is just-
This is when the big. Have you been down there? You've seen the big tenders come in. Yeah. So all you really need is a pair of extra tough boots, right?
Pretty much an unwillingness to miss some sleep.
Yeah. They work hard. They work long hours. Okay, but there's lots of jobs here, and I feel like we should read the jobs because, hey man, if you're looking for a job,
Yeah.
this is one place you can definitely find them. Okay, Job openings at Petersburg Indian Association, project coordinator, oversees and ensures compliance with legal and regulatory requirements, specifically U.S. Treasury, ARPA, and other federal government grants. Salary range $26 to $29 an hour, 30 to 40 hours a week. Temporary. Full job description available at piatribal.org. Okay. School district is hiring for the 24 to 25 school year. Full benefits include health insurance, paid time off, PERS, retirement. Positions start at $19.08 an hour and up. School, day school, year schedule. Find more info at pcsd.us/page/employment opportunities to see the available positions. An ad for our bike shack, a bicycle shop. Mountain View Manor Assisted Living has a custodian position open, 32 hours a week, $19.31 an hour. www.petersburgak.gov. Applications will be accepted at the front desk or of borough officers, blah, blah, blah. Petersburg.
Borough Bank.
And again, all of this is in the Petersburg Pilot. It's online. So Petersburg Parks and Rec, 2 custodian positions open, 1 full-time, 1 part-time, 14 hours, $18.55 an hour. Yep. Petersburg Police Department has openings, permanent full-time officer. Applicants must be available to work all shifts, starting at $33.01 an hour. Mountain View Manor hiring 2 permanent resident assistants, 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
First Bank of Petersburg is hiring a dedicated individual to join our team. That means they're going to pay less than they would pay otherwise. I don't know what that means. Somehow that just cheapens it to me. Bank tellers, yeah. So it's an entry-level position at the bank. And it sounds good, really, if you're just starting out. Petersburg Fire Department is seeking a full-time permanent EMS. This is not the volunteer. I mean, it is the volunteer fire department.
Yeah.
But this is a full-time paid position in EMS coordinator firefighter. Okay, $29.84 an hour starting. That seems not bad to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mitkoff Monsters Child Care. Mitkoff Monsters Child Care is still hiring positions, lead, assistant, teachers, working hours, 8 a.m., 5 p.m. Billiken Transfer is looking for day workers to load and unload. Petersburg Police Department, another ad, this one for dispatcher corrections officers, training provided.
Yeah.
Another join our team for the great benefits, starting at $25.50. What's that? Oh, for sale. This is the boat, same boat, Island Belle, a 1983 42-foot Grand Banks Classic Yacht. Those are nice boats.
Beautiful.
Those are really nice boats.
Be interesting to go check that out.
Yeah.
Just not that we're in the market for another boat, but
Those are really nice boats. Yeah.
But look at all the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, it comes loaded with all kinds of goodies. A dinghy, a canoe, an inflatable, an outboard.
Lived aboard this boat for 20 years. Well maintained and comfortable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let us know. That's not our boat, but that's a nice boat. Let's see. Services. And I think that's about it.
That's it.
I think that's it. We're finishing up the kayaking story back here on the back.
Cool.
And APT is still yelling at us to let us know that fiber internet is here.
All right, bye.
Oh, okay. So now this is I guess this is an unboxing, right? Not really sure what this is. We found them.
Yep. I can't believe we found these. You got your knife on you?
Yeah, I got my knife on me.
When did we get these?
I have no idea.
My goodness.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
so we're emptying some stuff out of the storage locker. No, mine.
I don't know if I trust you with a sharp knife.
So this is ruining your knife, no doubt.
No doubt. Just cut the tape. You don't have to cut all the way through.
I am cutting the tape. It's taped all the way around. There you go. Ooh, ah. Ooh. Wow,
Ooh,
that's
ah.
a really nice mug. Wow.
Oh, this is that the same as that one?
No, it's different.
Oh, it's bigger.
Yeah, much bigger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Very cool. That's a beautiful mug. So, we have two. We'll have
One
to
for
figure-
each of us.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my new coffee mug, man.
Isn't that gorgeous?
This is my
I
new
had
coffee mug.
completely forgotten we
Holy cow.
had these. Yeah, very nice. Anyway,
We should figure out a promotional contest to get our channel rolling again involving these mugs, huh? Or maybe not these mugs exactly.
no,
But I remember these. I bet you can buy these at our store on Cafe Press.
Boy, it's been a long time since I've been over
Because
there.
that's where these came from.
Yeah.
That's nice, man.
Yeah, it sure
Okay,
is.
well anyway, is that about it?
One more thing out of the storage locker. Woohoo!
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
We got a lot of stuff out of the
that's it.
storage locker today.
All right, cool.
I'm going to have to sell some of that junk on eBay. It was
Well,
stuff we thought we were going to use
one of these days.
one of
but,
these days.
yeah.
And
Oh,
one of
well.
these days came and went. We didn't use it.
Long gone. Came and long gone. Oh well. All right. Well, that's the week here.
Yeah, that's the news from our week here in
Petersburg.
Little Norway.
Yep. So weather's fine.
The weather's been great,
Week has
actually.
been.
It was cool last week. Last week, actually a week ago, it rained all week.
Yep.
But this week, this coming week, it's going to be sunny and warm
and dry.
and warmer. And even today, I was wearing short sleeves.
Yep.
So, and it's going to get warmer still. So I'm going to be spending the week at the boat, and I got a lot of work to do down there. And I may take the camera down there too. Who knows?
Spending the week at the clinic because I've got a lot of work to do down there with Dr. Harding coming in.
Oh yeah.
And we have a big weekend next week.
Oh gosh, next week we got house guests coming, don't we?
Yep.
Both of them?
Probably just one and about another 2 weeks before the second.
Oh, just Charlotte then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we'll
Oh, this will be fun.
we'll introduce everybody next week. There we go. All
Okay.
right. Is it time to say goodbye?
I think so. I think I hear Chemo.
Yep.
Is that Chemo? Yep. Yeah, that's Chemo. He's coming. All right. So, aloha no kako. Ahui ho. Aloha indeed to all of us till we meet again.
We will see you next week.
Where I sit on cloudy beds
Bye-bye.
with the dream of battles lying everywhere.
Ah.
Got a guitar in my hand and a Western oil can
Alright. Ooh.
under my
What are we having
wooden
for supper
chair.
next week?
It's Aloha Friday.